Hello,
Hi.
and welcome back.
Welcome to Will Takes, the podcast about pod people.
That's a good movie, actually. The Pod People movie. I forget what it's called. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I think.
Oh,
it's very old.
Sense. But this is a podcast about pod people.
It's not. It's a podcast about The Wheel of Time, a series of fantasy novels written by Robert Jordan and completed, as we will learn very soon, by Brandon Sanderson. My name's Gus, and I've read all of them.
And I'm Allie, and I'm up to book 12?
12.
The Gathering Storm, but I haven't read any of it yet.
This podcast only contains the spoilers for what Allie's already read. And again, today that's everything up to and including the end of Knife of Dreams.
Yay!
Very exciting day. We already did some the end of this book discussion last week, but now today we're gonna read the last few chapters. So nothing to go over, nothing to report before we begin. But I don't know. You want to jump in?
What?
Allie's texting.
I'm sorry, I got exciting news.
I know, I'm excited for you.
Family stuff.
Yes. But Allie, anything you want to go over before we dive right in? Unheard of for us. To actually dive right in.
Anything I want to say? Butts.
Allie, we're going to pick it up here with chapter 36, Under an Oak. That's the chapter logo. What?
I'm pulling out my notes.
What is that?
It's a harp.
It's the harp. Why is it the harp?
Is it Tom's harp?
It's Tom's harp. Why is it Tom's harp?
Oh, because Furyk has the worst reads in the book.
Furyk read.
Furyk cannot
Furyk can't
read.
Furyk can't read.
Now I'll actually remember his name.
Oh my god.
So Furyk can't read.
I was having a really horrible day because I lost something, and it just got significantly better because of Furyk can't read.
I thought recording would make you feel better.
Tends to do that.
Tends to.
Yeah.
You want me to read my notes?
Please. And if any one of you goes, well, actually, it wasn't Furyk Reed who misunderstood it, it was Almarat Moore. You're right.
Let us have this.
Thank you.
Sorry. He had always hoped to die in sunlight. Men are so emotional.
Well, it could be Lan, die in the blight.
Men are so emotional. Anyway. Matt threatening to paddle women's asses again. Cue the blooms.
Bloom, 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 bloom.
Like right energy, wrong execution. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there was a great comment because he I think it's like Tuon is standing off with the Aes Sedai and Matt steps in and is like, now you girls better cut this out. And
one of them is like, I'm mad that I can't enslave these people. And the other side is, I'm mad that you're enslaving people. And Matt comes in and is like, you're both wrong.
Yeah.
What?
That's the real issue there.
Yeah. The fighting is what's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, what? You're both idiots. I'm
Thanks,
like,
Matt. No, actually,
there's like one side that's got a very legitimate beef with the other side.
And the other side
is slavers.
Prejudiced. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, what?
Come on, bud.
These sides are the same. Like, sir.
Come on, bud. What are you talking about?
I'm going to smack you upside the head. All right. Bingo again.
You did.
I am inevitable.
Yeah, you got doppelbingo. Although, were you happy about this incident that led to your doppelbingo? Double bingo. No.
Not even a little.
No.
This is the worst wedding of all time. And that includes every wedding in Hollywood.
I was on TikTok and there was a woman reading the books for the first time, and she's talking about Knife of Dreams. I think it was Knife of Dreams, and she was like, I think it was Crossroads, actually. She was reading Crossroads, and she said, I understand why people think this one is really slow. And then she was talking about Matt, and she was like, people have told me that I'm going to be really excited about Matt and Tuon's love story. I'm not right now.
Who said that?
And I don't know if I will be.
Who said that?
And
Show yourselves.
I commented, and, she's an unrepentant slaver. And she replied, yeah, really hoping that we get something about that. Well, maybe we will.
Who said to her that she'd be excited about that? Who said that to this woman?
A lot of people
You're wrong. What? What a horrible thing to say. Oh, you're really going to love the slaver love story. Are we in the antebellum South? No.
And if you love this story, that's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Good for you.
No, not good for you. Bad for you. I love how much I preach, let people like things and tolerance. And then I'm like, except for you, idiots. No.
Except for this one plot.
I just don't like her. I just don't like her. Is it because you came to Earth today and you don't know what human love is?
Allie,
you don't have nothing to compare it to?
Do you have notes for chapter 36, Under an Oak?
Such a shithead. I'm just teasing, except for the parts where I'm not. And you get to decide where those are. What?
You have notes for chapter 36, Probably. Under an Oak.
I've been reading those.
Oh, continue. Sorry.
I said, literally, Taylor Swift Speak Now all over this wedding. Do you know what Speak Now is?
Well, I know that it's derived from Speak Now or her Forever Hold Your Peace.
So it's about Taylor Swift crashing a wedding to basically interrupt it because he should be with her.
Oh.
And I was like, literally,
did she do that? She didn't do that.
No, I was begging for the universe to intervene.
Yeah.
Let a tree fall on her. Something. Stop
that
the wedding.
almost happened at a wedding we went to.
I know. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, it was a beautiful wedding, and then a tree fell right the fuck next to everything.
Yeah, and everything was fine. But the best part about the whole thing was that the bridesmaid was up there reading a poem about spontaneity and marriage, and then all of a sudden a tree fell over. It's impeccable timing by God. But okay. Robert Jordan loves his man dies running into burning buildings, because I think that's the second time we've heard of someone dying that way.
Swan's uncle, Furyk didn't die. He just kept running into
No, his son did.
I thought he kept running into the building, getting people out.
No, his son died running into a burning building to save people.
That's very sad.
And the smoke, and they were like, he saved 7 people or whatever, 27 people, 4,000 people before he succumbed.
Well, firefighters are notably incredibly cool, valorous people.
I have firefighters in the family.
Yeah.
I love firefighters. This was not a knock at firefighters.
No.
I was just like, is this not the second time this has happened?
It is.
Fire safety in Randland is terrible.
Does this mean that Furyk Kareed is Swan's uncle?
Furyk Kareed is Swan's uncle.
The answer is no, because that's impossible.
No, Furyk Kareed's son is Swan's uncle. Bum 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 bum.
Chapter.
Is this not the second time I've done this?
Well, we did Bond music all of the last episode.
No, but I've done the Law and Order. I had a strong deja vu.
I'm sure you've done the Law and Order.
Just like when I read about Swan's uncle, Furyk Kareed's son.
There you go.
That's how aging works.
What's Furyk Kareed's son's name? Goldfinger. All right,
we can't do Goldfinger.
That's the one callback you get.
Goldfinger.
Because I've noticed that
people loved the Bond thing.
People loved the Bond.
I thought that was so funny.
I did not think that would be as popular as it was. But hey, you know what? I'm glad you like it.
It led to whole discussions about favorite Bond movies.
It did.
It was so funny.
I forgot.
I found out Rosamund Pike was a Bond girl.
She was a Bond girl.
I did not know.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, she was.
That makes sense. She's super beautiful.
I had forgotten that Goldfinger is the Bond movie with Pussy Galore in it.
Is it?
Yes.
We have to watch it.
It also has a dude called Oddjob who throws his hat at people and it kills them. Because the blade, the brim of the hat is like a razor blade.
That's very creative of the writers. Hats off to them.
Hey! Chapter 36, Under an Oak. The sun stood well above the meadows, as Kareed rode through the trees, toward the so-called Maldive Narrows, perhaps 2 leagues ahead. The 5, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so how's Furyk Kareed?
He's searching for Tom.
He's closing in. Who's he looking for, really?
Tom.
The High Lady, that's right.
Ugh.
And he's got
away.
it. He's fucking in this shit to win this shit.
Though I was
ready for this.
100% right about how this will go down.
pretty damn close.
I was almost 100% right about how this would go down, and I do feel like at this point I should be given some kind of medal.
How does Khalid handle this situation?
Wait, this is what's fun. I need to say this. I have a friend who, at parties, she'll just get awards made for people.
Oh, yeah.
And so you'll win like merriest motherfucker at her Christmas parties.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, you won that.
Yeah, I did, and it's an honor, really. And I won another thing at the baby shower that they had. But anyway, so that's what she loves to do, and I think that I should be getting trophies for this.
Yeah, okay.
I think I should be getting trophies.
I can make you a trophy.
I would like a trophy. I'm a millennial. I'm dying for some kind of trophy.
So how does this all shake out?
But I did more than participate.
You won.
What? Well,
Khalid, he's riding through. He hears birdsong, and he's like, oh, okay, they're using birdsong as signals. And he sees a scout, and he's like, well, this dumbass has a fucking red band around his arm like a fucking idiot. Man.
Sorry, I'm just picturing.
I thought you was gone. Yeah, so they're using red arms.
They're using bird songs. Wait, I'm trying to think of like if there's like an animated movie where the birds sing something together.
I'm sure there are.
The only one I can think of is Dumbo, and I'm pretty sure that one's problematic. So, never mind. Keeping it going.
So he rides into Matt's camp, and he's like, hey, well, let's see who this is. A short man mounted on a tall dun met him and reined in where he had to stop or ride the man down. The front half of his head was shaved and appeared to be powdered of all things. He was no popinjay, though. That is a great word.
Popinjay. What does that even mean?
I don't know. Pretentious, puffed up lord, I believe.
Like a dandy?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. Another fun thing that happened last year, Risible, Risible, not risible, Rizza or Ible. I am also totally here for the word risible, as the Gen Zers would use to mean either full of charisma or easily affected by high charisma. However, the word we were referring to last week was risible or risible with an S.
Yeah, we had a lot of people confused by that.
Much as I do love the word riz. All right.
I've really come around on it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's fun. I like the evolution of language in all ways but two.
What were the two?
Different than annoys the shit out of me. It shouldn't, and I'm wrong.
I know what the other one is.
And I acknowledge that I'm incorrect, so don't tell me, Gus, you're wrong. It's evolved. I know it's not different from. I know people say different than, and it's fine. It just annoys me. The other one is decimate.
Yes, tell them why, Gus.
Decimate means reduce by 1/10.
Yes, that is what that means.
I understand that's not actually what it means anymore. I am being a pedantic fuck, I acknowledge that. And if you use decimate and different than,
my cute little pedantic
that's fine.
Fuck.
I'm the one who's wrong, and I acknowledge
pedantic.
that.
I believe I've called you a pedantic fuck.
I am a pedantic fuck in this way, and some others.
I think you explained that to me early on in our dating, and I believe my response was, "You're a pedantic fuck."
It's true. Well, but yeah, but I think the important thing here is I acknowledge
but I said that jovially.
It annoys me, and I'm wrong. Like, decimate isn't used that way.
It is annoying when you really think about like what it should. When you think about the prefix, it is annoying.
Yeah, but it's not used that way anymore, and I accept that and I acknowledge that.
For my own mental health,
different than gets to me because I'm like, different is it just doesn't work in my head.
I have way more things that annoy me than you in terms of language.
I'm sure there are others. Those are just the two that I always twig on.
I'm trying to think of what annoys me. I know there's like lots because I get annoyed when people use the wrong your, and I get annoyed when people use the wrong their. Now I have started to be a lot less and but yet.
As opposed to?
And yet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
It's a double negative. It's not but yet. It's and yet.
Okay, that makes sense.
That bugs me.
Sure.
A lot of people make that mistake. And it doesn't, you know what? here's the thing. I give people a lot of slack because I'm like, they could be English as a second language. They could have just had the shittiest grammar teacher.
Yeah, or none.
Or none.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of privilege in not liking someone's grammar, so I acknowledge that. It's just a small annoyance to me that I choose very actively to ignore.
Well, the other thing about my quibbles here are I am literally incorrect because the definitions in the linguistic drift have updated to allow different than and decimate to function the way that they are used.
Oh, my other thing about people not liking new slang is, one, it makes you sound so old.
It's true.
But two, stop sounding like an old man.
Shakespeare made up words all the fucking time.
That was what I was going to say.
Yeah, he made up a shitload of words.
So let them be Shakespeare.
Isn't it great? Anyway. Creed was riding into the camp itself. It had no tents or shelters of any kind, but there were long horse lines laid out in orderly fashion. And there's a bunch of soldiers. So who is this guy with the shaved and powdered head?
It's the Kyrianan.
Who?
Which Kyrianan?
Which one? And his name was... Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Is this a clue?
No.
Oh, I was like, John Cena?
Tomanis!
Oh.
Why is Tomanis John Cena now?
I legitimately ignore the fact that he has a shaved, powdered head.
Everybody does.
I don't agree. I'm just like, not my headcanon.
So Tomanis...
If Rafe had Tomanis with like a shaved powdered head, I'd become a book cloak, and then the book cloaks would be mad because it was book accurate. You know what I mean? It would just be, I'd belong nowhere.
So Tomanis goes, it's Death Watch Guard. We know what y'all fuckers look like. What do you want? Lord Matt described that armor to us. To what do we owe the honor of a visit from the Death Watch Guard? And he goes, Furyk Creed. I wish to speak to the man who calls himself Tom Maryland. And they're like,
oh, do you?
What? Why?
And he's like, I have my reasons, and they're all dumb.
You want to talk to Tom? Well, I see no harm in it. I'll take you to him. So, Allie, remind me how they arrived.
They're lucky he didn't just start swinging at him.
How they arrived. Well, why didn't he?
Because they all got confused. They were like, why do you want to talk to Tom?
Who didn't start swinging at whom?
Why Creed didn't start swinging at Tom?
At Tomanis?
No, at Tom. Once he got over to Tom, why didn't he start going for him? Oh, Tomani said you might want to be talking to Lord Matt instead.
No. Why didn't Creed come in guns a-blazing?
It's a good question. Because he's worried that they'll kill Tuon? I don't know.
He doesn't think he has the men to take down what he thinks is a sizable army, and he's also trying to resolve this peacefully because he's like, if we get into a big fight...
That might go badly.
That might kill the High Lady Tuon.
Wouldn't that be a shame?
Yeah. And also, like, if we're trying to escape with her,
I just
some other
don't
Sean Chan
like her.
Yeah, I know.
God, I just don't like her.
I know. We've yes.
Gus gave me my favorite compliment today that he's ever given me. I sit down and apropos of nothing, which I really appreciate, he goes, you're like Karlach, Shadowheart, and Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate. For all of you who don't listen to Baldur's Gate, this will be largely uninteresting to you, but I liked it, so I'm going to share. He said, you've got like Karlach's sense of humor and general awareness of her own mortality, which I thought was absurdly accurate. And then he goes, you like, and her just general warmth. And then he was like, you've got like Shadowheart's sassiness, her trauma, and her, what was the other one?
Her and Lae'zel's religious trauma.
Her and Lae'zel's traumas.
And her appreciation of the finer things.
Her appreciation of the finer things. And he was like, and you have Lae'zel's, what was it? How did you word it? It was so funny.
The fridge is making horrible noises in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. I think I said something like, you have Lae'zel's willingness to cut a bitch?
Yes.
Was how I put it?
It made me laugh really hard. And that's true in this case.
Yeah.
I hate Tuon so much that I would be willing to cut a bitch about Tuon. Like I don't say the word bitch very often, but this woman, I think I'm allowed to say it about a slaver.
I don't think slavers deserve much.
No, I agree. Down with slavers. But so anyway, and if that makes me wrong, I don't want to be right. I don't hot nuance slavers.
I think that's fair.
I don't like her.
I think that's fair.
She's unrepentant. She's not deconstructing. God, I wish you were Aguianan.
I mean, there are a lot of Shan Chen we enjoy, and they're the ones who tend to.
I just want a Lucha to come in and be like, you're not marrying her.
I even enjoy fucking Furyk Kharid.
I do not enjoy Furyk Kharid. He's a part of this system.
He's interesting.
Well, he's funny at least because he's got such terrible, a terrible assessment of the situation.
Now, how did Almarat Moore arrive at this assessment of the situation, by the way? Do you recall?
Is it from when he kicked Tom in the head?
That was part of it, yes.
So randomly?
From book 4, when he kicked Tom in the fucking head.
He just straight kicked Tom in the head. I'm like, okay, Jackie Chan, calm down.
That's one of my favorite things. Tom's just in the hallway, and this man just leaps
up. A fucking Spy Kid?
Punts him in the fucking skull. Oh my God, what a ridiculous moment.
Oh my God, so silly.
But how did he, what was his overall, how did he get here?
Okay, so part of it was kicking Tom in the head.
Part of it was that.
No reason at all, ultimately. No reason at all.
Well, he was investigating, I think, Aguianan at the time.
Yeah, but then he made it really obvious he was investigating Aguianan because he kicked Tom in the head. It was completely unreasonable. Tom's just there catching strays for no reason. Good Lord. He's 80 years old.
I love that part, man. It's so fucking stupid.
Who walks by an 80-year-old man asleep in the hallway and kicks him in the head?
Well, apparently Tom Maryland is a devious... here's the thing.
And that is not ageist. I am actively advocating for not kicking the elderly in the head.
But here's the thing. What I love about Almarat Moore is all of his reads are so close to being right. And the whole ends up being so completely wrong.
His name is what?
Almarat Moore.
Okay.
I love this because he's like, there's something more to this Tom Maryland fellow. Correct. He is a general in the employ of the White Tower. Incorrect. There's something going on.
How did he land at that conclusion, though?
By kicking Tom in the head. Somehow.
The leap in logic is...
Well, there's more. There was something...
Seconded only by me.
Something is going on with Suroth, Bethaman, Seta...
Well, that's true.
...and Alwyn. Correct. They're in cahoots to overthrow the Empire. Kind of correct.
Yeah. Well,
they're going to kidnap. They're going to work with the White Tower to kidnap the High Lady Tuon. Wrong. Completely wrong.
Wrong.
What else?
Based largely in prejudice.
Yeah. All of the constituent things he guesses are so close to being correct.
I'd say it seems like it's 50%.
It's a blast, and I love it. Anyway, we're going to take a really quick ad break. Welcome back to Tom Gets Kicked in the Head takes.
It seems like Almond Moore, or whatever his name is. Almond Moore.
No, we already have an almond.
What? It's a popular name. They love naming the children Almond. So Almond Moore. So the second Almond, he...
the Sheikah. I love that accent.
Gonna make a joke and now it just came out of my head.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, no! Wait. What was I gonna say? Let's see what we were talking about. Damn it, it's gone.
All right, so Almarat Moore is here, and he goes in to talk to Tom Maryland. He thinks he's fucked. He assumes, this is not going to go very well. I'm very concerned about this.
It largely goes pretty well.
Musenge gave him only 1 chance in 10 of success, 1 in 5 of living. Personally, he himself believed the odds longer, but he had to make the attempt, and Maryland's presence argued in favor of the High Lady's presence. Delavinde dismounted at an oddly domestic scene among the trees, people on camp stools or blankets around a small fire beneath a spreading oak where a kettle was heating. He looks at people. Mistress Anan, of all people, who had once owned the inn where he stayed in Abu Dar, was sitting on one of the 3-legged stools reading a book. She no longer wore one of those revealing dresses he'd enjoyed looking at, but her close-fitting necklace still dangled that small jeweled knife onto her impressive bosom. She closed her book and gave him a small nod as if he had returned to the wandering woman after an absence of a few hours. So he sees everybody, and he's looking around. and he assumes that he actually thinks that Noel might be Tom Marilyn.
Ridiculous. He doesn't have a shoe imprint in his head.
Egyanin kind of glares at him. Good for her.
Yes, my girl, my woman, my
Alejandra,
vision.
Not Alejandra.
Deconstructing queen.
Amathera goes to prostrate herself, but then catches herself and stops, and Joylin is like, hell yeah, girl.
Even Amathera has deconstructed twice. 2-on won't even do it one goddamn time.
De La Vinda goes, Tom, this is Furyk Kharid. He wants to talk with a man who calls himself Tom Marilyn. And Tom goes, with me? His right leg appeared slightly stiff. An old battle injury, perhaps? But I don't call myself Tom Marilyn. It's my name, though I'm surprised you know it.
And he has the imprint of a man size 10.
What do you want of me? He's like, why do you look like you've been kicked in the head?
He's like, don't find the boot print.
Almarat sends his regard.
He just kicks Tom in the head again. No.
So then what happens, Allie?
He kicks Tom in the head again?
What happens that you may have deliberately whitewashed out of your brain?
I don't know.
Blurred out of your head.
No, I know exactly what it is. So they start fighting about the slavery thing.
Yeah, the Aes Sedai come out and they're like, oh my god, release the captive Aes Sedai you have.
And Matt just goes, you're both being unreasonable. And Matt just said nothing. Matt just said absolutely nothing.
No. So the Damane shield.
No, I know he said something. I know. I'm trying to fix him.
The Damane shield. So Jolene is the one like, let her go. And Edicene is like, she's been completely brainwashed and will not want to go. And then they yell,
do we know that? She could be completely faking. Why don't we try taking the leash off?
Well, and then
see what happens.
They get shielded. And then Matt rides up and goes, what's bloody going on here? And Jolene goes, she has us shielded, Matt. And he walks up to them and goes, really? Oh, by the way, Kharid is like, oh, I know that guy. That's Tylan's toy. Allie's in deep emotional distress.
Robert, I'm begging you, please stop doing this to me. Please stop it, please. I just want to feel a moment's peace. It's like Robert was like, you know what? This fight about slavery and Matt saying the absolute wrong thing. Like, it would have been better if he just said literally nothing than what he ended up saying. I'm going to make it worse.
So
help me, I'm crying.
He rides up to the Damane, goes, release the shield, he told her, as if he expected obedience. Kharid's eyebrows rose. This was the plaything? And they try to channel on him. He goes, see, it doesn't work on me. Now you bloody well release the shields, or I'll bloody well haul you out of the saddle and paddle your bottoms.
Well, wouldn't it not work on him anyway, because he is not
They were going to pick him up with air.
A chandler?
They were going to pick him up with air or punch him in the face.
Well, don't be fucking silly.
So he threatens to spank them, and...
But he threatens to spank both sets of people, which I find so inappropriate.
They release the shields, and then Matt turns around to Jolene and points to them and goes, now don't you bloody well start. She's let go of the power. You do it too. Go ahead.
No, absolutely not. No.
Anyway, enough of all that.
I remember when they were throwing poop and stuff at Matt. They should do it more.
Kharid walks up to Tom and goes, General Marilyn, you fought a short you fought a short but remarkable campaign and achieved miracles of keeping your forces undetected. But your luck is about to run out. General Cheeson deduced your real purpose.
I'm sorry, what?
General Cheeson.
General Cheeson?
Cheeson.
Cheeson?
Cheese it. General Cheez-It deduced your real purpose. He's turned his army around and is marching for the Maldive Narrows as fast as he can. He'll be here in 2 days. I've 10,000 men not far from here, enough to pin you until he arrives. But the High Lady Tuon would be in danger, and I want to avoid that. Let me leave with her, and I will allow you and your men to depart unhindered. You can be well the other side of the mountains into the Mulvane Gap before Cheeson arrives, and into Mirrandane before he can catch you. The only other choice is annihilation.
All right, Foghorn Leghorn, relax.
Cheez-It has enough men to wipe you out. Won't be a battle. 100,000 men against 8,000 will be a slaughter.
100,000 Cheez-Its against one man.
And Tom is like,
I don't have the...
Bro, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't have the authority here.
Bro, who the fuck are you talking to? What are you doing?
He's like, I have a mustache, a boot print in my head, and I play funny tunes.
I fear you've mistaken me, Banner General Creed. I'm a gleeman.
I am a gleeman.
A position higher than court bard, to be sure, but no general. They're taking on the same voice. I'm a gleeman. A position higher than court bard, to be sure, but no general. The man you want is Lord Matrim Cawthon. And Kareed is like Tylen's fucking toy. Okay, and Allie smashes her head against the keyboard.
It's true. I have to say this. You make Tom sound so hot with that voice.
Thanks.
Everyone agrees with me.
So Matt looks at him and goes, you have 100 men, Death Watch guards, and maybe 20 gardeners. From what I hear, that could make an even fight against 5 times their number for most soldiers, but the band aren't most soldiers, and I have a sight more than 600. As for Cheez-It, if that's the fellow who pulled back through the Narrows, even if he's figured out what I was up to, he couldn't get back in less than 5 days. My scouts' last reports had him pushing southwest along the Edam Road as fast as he could march.
Oh my god, jeez.
Yeah. The real question is this, though. Can you get 2 onto the Terrasan Palace safely? Kareed felt as if Hartha had kicked him in the belly, much like Almarat Moore had kicked Tom. You mean to let me take her away?
What are you Parmesan about?
We've done this before.
Have we done cheese puns before?
We've done cheese puns before.
This is the deja vu episode.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
If she trusts you, if you can get her to the palace safely, she's in danger till she reaches that. In case you don't know it, your whole bloody ever-victorious flaming army is ready to slit her throat or bash in her head with a rock. And Kareed is like, how the fuck? What? How do you know this? Bruh, I know. We will die to the man if that is what is needed to see her safe. It'll be best if we set out immediately. And Matt is like, yeah. Oh, shh. 1 second. Shh. And he turns to Tuon, and he says, Tuon, do you trust this man to see you safe to the palace in Abu Dar? And what does she say? Matrim Cawthon is my husband, and I screamed into the abyss. I'm still screaming. I trust the Death Watch gods with my life, the High Lady replied calmly, and him more than any other. Do you by any chance still have my doll? Do you by any chance have a soul? Banner General Kareed? And he's like, yeah, no, man, that burnt to shit. Sorry. That means you kept it for 10 years. Okay. You have my commiseration on the loss of your wife and of your son. The neurodivergent in me felt sad about the loss of something with his face. Though he died bravely and well. Few men will enter a burning building once. He saved 5 people before he was overcome, and Creed's like, yep, Allie was right. First of all, Allie was right, but second of all, why not describe the way your son died too? Yeah, like that seems sensitive. So Kareed bows deeper, and Matt goes, enough of that. You're going to knock your head on the ground to keep that up. As soon as she and Seleucia can get their things together, you take them out of here and ride hard. Talmani's roused the band. She's like the TikTok comments on like Robert Irwin's videos. Did you know your son died? Like, because have you seen? Isn't it? Well, no, I'm talking about her to Kareed. Oh, yeah. But no, on Robert Irwin's fucking TikTok, I feel so bad for that. Steve Irwin's son. He must not ever check. He mustn't. His notifications, because literally it's just filled with people going, your dad is dead. And we loved him. We loved your dead dad. And it's like, you're just like your dead dad. And I'm like, can we all have an ounce of chill? An ounce of chill. This poor boy is just posting a cute little koala video. And everyone's like, just remember your dad's dead. Like, fucking relax. Jesus Christ. Tamani's roused the band. Isn't that I don't trust you, Kareed, but I think I'll sleep easier beyond the Narrows. Anyway, she's like the TikTok comments. She's like, did you know your son is dead and how he died? He died this way, if you don't know. Matrim Cawthon is my husband, she said. Everyone froze where they stood. Oh, my God, Matrim Cawthon, no. It's my husband. No. Speak now. Kareed felt as if Hartha had kicked Tom Marilyn in the head again. Cawthon looked like a man watching an arrow fly toward his face, knowing he had no chance to dodge. Bloody Matrim Cawthon is my husband. That is the wording you used, is it not? This had to be a fever dream.
See, and I feel like this would be so cute and funny if it weren't for the fact that I hate her.
So how's Matt feel about this?
About as good as I feel about it.
It took a minute before Matt could speak. Burn him, it seemed to take a bloody hour before he could move.
Same, honestly, after I read this.
So he walks over to Tuon and he goes, why? I mean,
exactly. He took the words right out of my mouth.
I knew you were going to sooner or later, but why now?
Guys, took the words right out of my mouth.
I like you, maybe more than like you, and I enjoy kissing you.
Yeah.
Kharid grunts.
I don't want to hear about that.
But you haven't behaved like a woman in love. You're ice half the time and spend most of the rest digging under my skin.
100%. And also, you're a slaver, but apparently we're not going to mention any of that.
Love? Perhaps we will come to love one another, Matrim, but I've always known I would marry to serve the Empire. What do you mean you knew that I was going to speak the words?
What service to the Empire does he possibly provide?
Connection to Rand, maybe?
I guess.
Does she know that?
What other connection does he have? He runs a mercenary band.
The only morally upright mercenary band in the entire Westlands. Don't forget that.
Apparently.
All the other ones fucking suck.
Apparently. What service does that possibly provide you? Marrying Rand, I understand. I'm confused by that. What service could this possibly provide other than she thinks he's cute?
He's a tactical genius.
Are there no... Well, okay, it's easy to be a tactical genius in a place that doesn't realize that after you lose a battle, you should evaluate how you lost and then do it differently.
She's like, he's the best general on this side of the fucking ocean. We have to get him. Lock his shit down.
Lock it down.
This is the thing. Barrelane thinks only Perrin can make women come, and Tuon thinks only Matt can reconnoiter after a battle.
Because he might be the only one there.
He might be the only one who can reconnoiter after a battle.
I mean, Rand learned to do that from the Shan-Chan, which, okay, is equally as shocking as the Shan-Chan, whose whole thing is battle, not knowing any medical weaves.
Notably, by the way,
That is as dumb... This is the dumbest... Okay, you have one child that's ill, right? Wouldn't you turn to the people who are like, can make stuff explode with their minds and go, anything else you might be able to do? Want to poke around and see if you could save his fucking life? You dumb fucking shits. What a waste of magic. What, we're just going to blow shit up?
Yeah.
On a continent with no other people around? It's our continent, literally called Shan-Chan.
They had to, pacify the entire continent.
And then what have we been doing since then?
Interfighting and nothing else.
Well, they're not interfighting with the Damani.
They might have been.
They're stabbing each other.
I mean, they might have been.
Okay, but it's still bullshit. It's still bullshit that you're like, oh, this woman can blow stuff up with their minds, but we're not going to explore any of the other benefits this could have for us? Really?
Well, they think the power is gross and dirty.
Cool. then you're still fucking dumb. You know what else is gross and dirty? Being a corpse.
By the way, what is notable about...
God, I rant a lot, don't I? I just think stuff is stupid.
Rants. What is notable about Tuon's behavior towards Matt now?
I don't know. I don't like her, so I don't linger on her.
She's not calling him toy anymore.
Well, thank fucking God for that.
The
that is the
minimum.
only good thing to come out of this marriage, apparently. If she calls him toy one more time, I'm literally going to rip the book in half. Not because I am vindictive, but just because of the stress.
So, what he tells her...
The stress will just force my hands apart. There's nothing I can do. I want to stop them, but I can't. The book is being severed.
He tells her about
I'll kick it like fucking what's-his-face. Kick Tom in the head.
He tells her about the snakes and foxes, and she tells him about something of her own that you had predicted.
She's dismantling the slavery empire?
No, she's all about that shit.
Why are they doing this to me? Why are they doing this to me? We have 3 books left and we have to dismantle slavery and fight the last battle. But no, please, let's send Taim on a length fucking bath instead.
I do
God damn it.
I do actually like Elaine's bath
I
in
know,
hindsight.
but I was being dramatic.
I know. It's the thing people point out. What about what if we say Perrin's oatmeal?
Perrin's fucking oatmeal. Then we spent time on Perrin's. How Perrin?
My oatmeal is 10 minutes late.
I have to know how Perrin likes his oatmeal, but I can't hear about them deconstructing and dismantling this slavery institution. No, that would be too much plot advancement, Robert.
But what we learn is that, remember that Damane that Tuon beat the shit out of? That then she lowered her eyes? Yeah, she predicted
that Matt, like we thought, well, by we I mean me.
You, yeah.
Because you have no input in this. But like I, the genius that I am, inevitable as I am. No, I'm just kidding. But as I am, I thought that it was probably that she said, you're going to get married to some random guy in charge of a mercenary army. And Tuon was like, why the fuck would I do that? And she's like, beats me. Seems like it's not that helpful.
It's
And then she was like, beats you. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, God. The verbiage was, beware the fox that makes the ravens fly, for he will marry you and carry you away. Beware the man who remembers Hawkwing's face, for he will marry you and set you free. Beware the man of the red hand, for him you will marry, and none other.
And she's like, is that a spanking thing?
I'm not into that shit. Or maybe she is.
All right, if she's not into that, then...
She's in the wrong fucking book.
If she's like, I don't spank people, I'd be like, well, now hold on. Maybe there's nuance here after all. No, there isn't.
So Matt's like, damn, all right, fuck. You want to make out real quick? And she's like, no.
That's just what you want to hear after you get married.
Perhaps later. You could return to Abu Dar with me. You have an honored place in the Empire now. And Matt's like, abso-fucking-lutely not. No.
So we're going to be long distance, too, on top of everything else?
There was no honored place waiting for Leelwyn or Domon.
In the time of boats?
No place at all
and
for
no
Aes Sedai
Twitter? We're going to be long distance?
The next time I see Seanchan, I expect it'll be on the field somewhere, Tuon. You're not my enemy, but your empire... but your empire is.
Yay! But now we're married. Awkward.
Nor are you my enemy, husband. But I live to serve the empire.
Unfortunately, we have made peace with the Seanchan in every other facet of these books. So, unfortunately, they're allies now.
Rand didn't. And Perrin made a temporary truce.
Rand said he's going to make peace.
Peace?
With the Seanchan.
With the Seanchan.
And somewhere in California, Allie has walked into the sea. She now lives with the fishes. Glug, glug. Glug, glug. I cannot live with this being true. I cannot live with peace being sown with the Seanchan. I will instead disappear into the swamplands.
So Vannon, who, as the narrative takes every opportunity to remind us, is disgustingly, hideously fat.
I just... like, what the fuck?
He rolls up on a horse, and
by the way, if anyone's listening to this and is fat, you are not disgusting and or hideous.
I'm making fun of the narrative.
I know you're making fun of the narrative. Yeah. I'm just clarifying that we're making fun of the narrative.
No, of course not. And he's like, hey man,
it's your first episode.
There's like 10,000 dudes on the way. There's one Seanchan and like a fucking shitload of Altarans and people and Terra Boners and Amadichians. And they're
I love that we call them Terra Boners.
Terra Boner.
I stand by it.
They're trying to kill this dude, and he points at Kharid.
Ooh, Terra Boner.
Oh God.
That's tough.
And rumor says the one of them that kills a girl sounds a lot like the High Lady. Gets himself 100,000 crowns gold. Their mouths are dripping for it. And Kharid's like, I'll be fucking fine. I'm sneaky as shit. And Matt goes, yeah, what if you beef it?
Then I'll make tacos.
It can't be chance they're this close. They've caught some sniff of you. One more smell might be all it takes to kill Tuon. So, what do they elect to do?
What a shame that would be.
What do they elect to do?
Kill Tuon?
No.
Hopefully.
No. What do they elect to do?
Chill out. I don't remember.
He's going to leave a handful of Death Watch guards and gardeners with Matt, and Matt and the band are going to kill 10,000 people.
Why?
Because they're coming ravenously to come murder Tuon and get a bunch of money.
That's so many people.
I know.
Is there no other way?
Well, Matt's hoping they'll break and run after he fires fucking grenades at them. They don't, by the way. Every single one of them fights to the end.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
It was 10,000 people?
No, I don't think it's all of them, but a lot of them.
Good God.
It's a significant number of people. We'll see next chapter.
That's too many people. I don't even know 10,000 people. I don't even know 1,000 people. Do you know 1,000 people?
According to Facebook, yes, but not really.
But like, okay, when you flip through that list.
Yeah, I'm like,
you're
I don't know
I
any
met
of
you at a bar and decided we were best friends. And then we shared contact information and never spoke again.
Yeah.
But I told you all my deepest secrets and traumas.
So it switches perspective to
10,000 people? That is at least
I don't know if they kill all of those
5 times
people.
my Facebook
How many
friends.
Coachellas?
How many Coachellas is that? How many people go to Coachella? We're going to find out. How many people? We just God, this really is the deja vu episode.
Oh, it is 1/65th of a Coachella.
Jesus Christ, that many people go to Coachella?
Yes.
Good fucking God, that's too many people. I will now never go to Coachella. Almost more than 500,000 people go to Coachella?
Yeah.
That is too many.
It's 1/7 of a Taylor Swift concert in Los Angeles.
Okay, wait. Okay, this is another question. Dodger Stadium. How many people can fit in Dodger Stadium? Are we getting closer?
It is 1/5 of a Dodger
That's
Stadium.
too many people. That's still too many people. That makes me nervous how many people that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, now I'm thinking. All right, so we got to think smaller. We're getting there. Is it...
Windows sound.
Okay, I'm thinking capacity. How many people can fit in...
A clown car?
No. We know that's way over 10,000.
Yeah.
How many people... Ooh, what?
The Phil.
The Philharmonic. Okay. Disneyland's too big.
Oh, we're close.
18,000.
Okay, so about...
Okay, we're getting there.
Oh, wait. No, that's the Hollywood Bowl.
The Hollywood Bowl is 18,000?
Hollywood Bowl's 18,000.
Okay, how much is the LA Phil?
So the Walt Disney Concert Hall, as it were.
All right,
Walt
we
Disney
got to think
Concert
smaller.
Hall is... Okay, so it's 5...
Disney concert halls.
Roughly 4.5 Walt Disney concert halls.
Okay, but I'm looking to get at 10,000 now. All right. How many people... Okay, Disneyland's too big.
Oh, yeah, much.
But maybe like how many people ride one of the rides in an hour? Would that work? Okay, we've gone too far. All right. What about ooh?
There must be a theater, like some kind of theater.
Like one of the Broadway theaters,
like a
maybe.
big... Well, those are pretty small.
Yeah, they don't feel like
they're not that big because they're
maybe
old.
One of the biggest ones? What's the biggest one? Biggest Broadway theater?
Maybe like London. No, even those. Because like the
West End?
The Walt... Okay, we listen. We'll figure it out or we won't. But for now...
Someone tell us a place with a capacity of 10,000 people so that we can visualize.
We're going to switch to Tuan. How's she?
She's okay.
She's like, Kareed, what do you think of
She's got married.
my dude? And he's like, not my place to think. My place is sword. I'm just Ken. My job is sword.
That's always what you want to hear after you marry someone. It's not my place to think about them.
I ask your judgment. And he goes, a good general, high lady, brave, but not overly brave. He won't get himself killed just to show how brave he is, I think, and he is adaptable.
Now, how, though, does this marriage benefit the Sean Chan?
A man of many layers.
Because he's just a mercenary head.
And if you will forgive me, high lady, a man in love with you.
Oh, my...
I saw how he looked at you.
With
and she's
scorn?
Like, really? Oh, weird. Okay.
Agreed. Really?
And she's like, anyway,
I don't understand this relationship.
Gotta shave my head.
All.
Gotta shave my head. She goes, if I die, I'll die as who I am. I have removed the veil.
She's like, I don't feel bad about beating that gal anymore.
What does that mean? I have removed the veil.
So she's going back. She's not ashamed anymore.
Yeah, she's no longer pretending to be the High Lady Tuan. Now she's Highness Empress's, heir.
Yeah.
If we die, we will die as who we are. And that's the end of chapter 36. Chapter 37, Allie, is called Prince of the Ravens. That's the logo. What is it?
This Matt's dice.
Matt's dice. You got any notes?
Prince of the Raven is a pretty
Prince of the... It's a banger
title.
fucking name.
It's really too bad. Again, the Shan-Chan are amazing marketers. That is what I will say.
Yeah.
Aludra! I love her. Aludra isn't happy about finding herself on the Shan-Chan side. Relatable queen. She's the only one that's making sense to me so far. Not the horses. Fuck the 10,000 people. It's the horses I really give a shit about. All right. Prince of the Ravens is a sick title.
It is a sick title.
Yeah, that's my last thing. All right.
All right.
This was an upsetting battle.
This is a tough battle. So
it really wasn't very much of a battle. It was more like a massacre. Yeah.
So Matt's chilling with his horse, and he's like, well, all right, fuck. I guess I'm married. Aludra's over there. That's cool. And everybody's still gonna help out with this fight.
Aludra!
That's nice. We love her. Oliver's, taking care of himself. He's like hiding, I guess. Anyway, yeah, a bunch of shit.
Oh, yeah, we have a child here.
Yeah.
God, I hope he doesn't see any of this or hear it. I'm sure he's close enough, though, that he can.
Even Noel had been willing to stay, if only to help Joylin and Amathera make sure Ulver did not run off to watch the battle. The boy was dead eager, which could soon lead to plain dead.
Oh.
So they're not going to let him.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I do not understand. Oh, I can't wait to see a massacre of 10,000 people.
I don't think all 10,000 of them. I don't remember.
You know what I always think about? I think I said this already. I'm getting deja vu again. But the people have to clean that stuff up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about trauma.
So Matt's like, I'm married, man. Which is a thing.
No, it is a thing.
That is a real thing.
That is a thing. It is. Apparently when I was born, my mom was like, you love your kids, but like sometimes the shock of like now being a parent is kind of wild, and people don't really talk about that because there's a little shame about that. But she was like, you don't necessarily feel stuff right that second.
Yeah, I've heard that happen to a lot of people.
Yeah, she said that she and I made significant eye contact for a while before she felt it.
That's pretty funny.
She was like, and it's still she's like, and you're so tired and everything.
Yeah, you've just been through a lot.
She's like, and you've been through like, what is quite an ordeal. And she's like, it took a couple days for like it to really set in. And she's like, I feel like more moms should talk about that. My sisters, of course, she loved right away. No, I'm just kidding.
Tuon, his wife, he was married.
She's like, but you're meeting a stranger.
He'd known it was coming, had known for a long time, but just the same, married. He should have felt different somehow, but he still felt like himself. He intended to keep it that way, burn him if he did not. If Tuon expected Matt Cawthon to settle down, to give up gambling or some such, she had another think coming. He supposed he would have to give over chasing over women, much less catching them, but he would still enjoy dancing with them and looking at them, just not when he was with her. Burn him if he knew when that would be. He was not about to go anywhere she had the upper hand, her and her talk of cupbearers and running grooms and marrying to serve the Empire. How was marrying him supposed to serve the flaming Empire?
I am saying...
So, how does Musenge treat Matt?
Who's Musenge?
Musenge, it's your boy. He's got the whole thing about him. The whole joke, you remember? When we were like, yo, it's Musenge. And we never have we talked about this guy, actually.
Moose.
He's Sean Chan.
Oh. I guess he's kind of weird to him.
He's like, what's up, Highness? How you doing, Highness?
Yeah. And then Matt's like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
stop.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You married a princess, sir.
Forgiveness, Highness. But
what do you think?
So what is the battle plan here?
Blow him up.
Pretty much. He's got his men making a curtain wall or wall, basically.
It's brilliant, General, over here.
Blow him up.
I mean,
unfortunately, it works.
This is what I'm saying, though. I'm like, well, it is kind of easier. I'm not casting any aspersions. I'm just saying it is kind of easier to be a really good general when you have nukes and they have swords.
He does have grenades in Tudor England.
I'm just saying it's a little easier to be a good general when you can outgun them.
So he's got his guys like making a wall, but they're like...
You're like, I can outgun them. They don't have guns, so...
He's got his dudes building a wall around camp, but they keep on like taking breaks. And Musenge is like, do you want to get your fucking slacker shithead workers back to work? And Matt is like, no, I really don't. I want the enemy to see a half-finished wall and men on a break. Because then they'll think that we're wimps and bad at fighting.
Okay. And then we blow them up.
Yeah. It was perfect terrain for what Matt had in mind.
Blowing them up.
Near 2 miles of grassy meadow dotted with wildflowers and a few low bushes stretched from the wall.
What are the flowers? See,
the tall
this is
trees
the shit.
at the western end.
This is the shit. We're going to take this perfectly nice area. Humans, we need to stop this shit.
To the north was a blackwater swamp full of oaks and odd white flowering trees.
Which I'm sure the nice little squirrels live in.
That seemed half-thick roots.
War, man. Fuck it.
When they arrive, I don't want them stopping to count how many men in red and black are here, he replied. I want them to see an unfinished wall and tools thrown down because we learned they were close. The promise of 100,000 crowns gold has to have their blood up, but I want them too excited to think straight. They'll see us vulnerable, our defenses incomplete, and with any luck, they'll rush in straight away. They'll figure close to half of them will die when we lose, but that'll just raise the chances for one of the others to get that gold. They'll only expect us to manage one volley. Then the trap closes. And Musenge is like, but you have like 30,000 crossbowmen, bro. Don't you have like 30,000? Because like by all accounts that we've heard, you got like 30,000 crossbowmen. And Matt is like, I'm not going to answer this question. Don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it.
No, it's just that the crossbows reload faster.
Yeah, and by the way, what is the other whole thing about having the Death Watch guard here for this?
I hate it.
Yeah. He is, tipping his hand a little bit to these guys.
Yeah.
He's doing it for 2 on.
Why don't we also blow them up while we're at it? Just a question. Just a consideration. What if we just let them kill 2 on?
So the guy is like, why aren't you...
Oh, no, they're going to come kill 2 on. Oh, shoot.
The guy's like, why aren't you armored up? And Matt says, I don't intend getting close enough to the fighting to need armor. A general who draws his sword has put aside his baton and become a common soldier.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think you got to have some stake in the game.
So... Vannon,
that's kind of bullshit.
Who the narrative takes its time to remind us is incredibly, just a fucking unit of a man.
Can we relax on that? Jesus. Can we describe him any other way? There's other characteristics that he has, I would think.
Many. So Vannon and some Ogier show up, and they're running, and Matt is like, all right, everybody, here we go. Time for murder. And
Matt's fat shaming of people is unparalleled.
Listen, I love Matt. He's kind of an ass a lot of the time.
He is an ass.
Yeah.
He's an ass 99.9% of the time.
So give me the rundown, Allie. What are the weapons they got? We talked about this last week.
They have grenades.
Yeah.
They have cannons that they didn't use because he wants to hold something back.
They don't have the cannons here, I don't think.
I thought he thought, I don't want the dragons to be loosed because...
I don't want them to know about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're calling them the dragon eggs.
Cannonballs are dragon's eggs, yeah.
Yeah. And then what are the little grenades called?
I don't remember.
They had a name for them.
They just call them cylinders, I think.
Oh.
Aludra had not come up with a fancy name for them yet. Oh. She would, though.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. Robert was like, I've come up with enough names.
So there's a battle, and it's exciting. And, what happens?
They win.
Yeah.
And it's... pretty gross.
It's pretty gross.
There's lots of parts.
Do you want me to step through all of it? I can.
If you want, whatever your little heart desires. But no, I will yell not the horses every time there's a horse mentioned. So choose your passage wisely.
I mean, it's a good battle.
It's a good battle.
They form up and they start crossing the killing field, and then Aludra pops a firework, and then the guys start throwing grenades at them, and they start shooting them first, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Horses fell by the hundreds, some kicking and screaming, struggling to stand, others not moving at all, many of them tripping more animals. Very sad. And they keep shooting, 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 and shooting, and shooting, and Matt is like, Jolene, you want to fucking pitch in? And Jolene is like, I literally can't.
Yeah, because she's not in danger in her mind yet.
And Bethaman and Seta are like, we will happily start murdering people. You want us to do that? And Jolene is like, I want you to shut the fuck up before I spank your asses. Anyway, then they start chucking grenades at them, and it's all very dramatic, and they start exploding, and it's very sad. And Matt starts getting shot a little bit, and he's like, maybe I should have worn armor, because, bows. That might have been a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be all right. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And, then they start, the Ice to Die start blowing shit up, and it's gruesome, man. It's real rough. It's fucking rough, this one.
Yeah.
The square was encircled, and they fought to close on it, fought and died as volleys from the crossbows lashed them and slingmen killed them. Another wall began to rise, made of dead and dying men and horses, a wall that some tried to ride over and joined in the attempt. More scrambled down from their saddles and tried to clamber over. Crossbow bolts hurled them back. This close, bolts penetrated breastplates like hot knives going into butter.
Jesus.
On they came and died.
War is bad. Can we just be done doing that?
Matt could see no one on his feet between the wall of dead and Talmanes. No one in the saddle except men in green helmets and breastplates. Men who had lowered their bows and swords. The Aes Sedai folded their hands on the high pommels of their saddles. They were breathing hard, too. "It's done, Matt!" came Talmanes' shout. "Those who are not dead are dying. Not one of the fools tried to escape." And Matt is like, "Oh, God, really?"
So it's 10,000 people.
That's a lot. It might have been all of them. I'd be, maybe. It might have been all 10,000.
I think it's all of them. I think that's what's being said.
Did we get a, hold on.
10,000 people?
Let me look on
That's
the
a
wiki,
lot.
because I'm having trouble parsing exactly if they say how many people show up.
Okay.
No, I think it's the whole fucking army. So it seems like it's all 10,000 of the guys that the band just killed. And there was only one Shanchan with them. The rest of them were all Amedicians, Taraboners, and the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks.
Wait, we're with Matt? The Taraboners and the...
No. There was only one Shanchan leading this army. The rest of it was...
What?
Amedicians, Taraboners.
Why?
Because they've been conscripted or joined up.
Oh, boo! So what the fuck? We're killing all of them?
But don't remember... Wait.
Chuan?
All of them chose to do this mostly because they wanted the $100,000 or whatever.
Oh.
Now, look, it's still sad.
I just wish we had killed more Shanchan.
So the Ogier are like, let's go find the one Shanchan who was with them so we can pulp him.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's like a friend of Suroth's.
Yeah. Jolene goes like, hey, well, you little fucking chump ass, guess you owe the Aes Sedai a little bit of a favor. I wonder what I'm going to ask of you as my favor.
Stop slavery?
No, she still wants to bond him, remember?
Wait, who wants to bond?
Jolene wants to bond Matt.
Why?
I don't know.
He spanked her, though. Why? That's
I
so
think that's
dumb.
what it is. It's not explicit.
I'm going to go for a walk.
But I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I'm going to go for a walk.
And Matt is like, Musenge is like, y'all didn't do shit. You helped a little bit, but like those insane crossbows he had did most of the work.
Yeah, that's true.
You never had more than this, did you, Highness? This and whatever losses you suffered. And Matt is like, I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, they pick up the guy's head and they're like, damn, we know him, Highness. We know him, Highness. And Matt is like, will you fucking cut the shit, please? Can you not with the Highness shit, my guy? Like, holy fuck. Stop. Enough. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop. My name is Matt. After today, I'd say I have a right to use it. The stone mask
I can't do that.
crumpled
I can't call you Matt.
in astonishment. I could not do that, Highness, he said in scandalized tones. When she married you, you became Prince of the Ravens. To speak your name would lower my eyes forever. Matt took off his hat and scrubbed fingers through his hair. He had told everyone who would listen that he did not like nobles, did not want to be one, and he had meant it. He still meant it. And now he bloody was one. He did the only thing he could. He laughed until his sides ached.
Ugh.
And that's the end of chapter 37. Allie, the epilogue. Mm-hmm. Remember the old saying. That's the logo. What is it?
It's a wheel.
It's a wheel. You have notes?
Yes.
For the epilogue.
I'm about to be done with Robert Jordan's last book.
It's very melancholy. It's very sad.
Robert Jordan's going to finish with Suroth? I have mixed feelings about the naked, but get wrecked, Suroth.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay, never mind. We have Pavara. Now I'm happy.
Yeah.
Don't you know that men are cool with dying because men man in a manly man fashion? Hot Will's brother is at the tower.
It is.
An Alcine boy.
Yeah, Suroth. What happens with Suroth?
I got mixed feelings about this. Okay,
yes.
So they walk in.
So she kind of like...
Wait, excuse me. You asked me what happened.
Yeah, go ahead,
and you interrupt me.
Sorry, go.
Wow, women are talking.
I'm sorry,
excuse me.
I thought you were jumping over
my
something.
Space.
Well, please continue.
Leaning in.
Okay.
Feminism. Okay. Thank you. Everyone is clapping. All right. So, first of all, Gus, if that is your real name. So, first of all, Tuan walks in. Unfortunately, she's still breathing. And she happens to find the only person worse than her in these books, which is, of course, as we know, Surath. And she goes, we found your guy, head of this army, coming here to kill me. This guy said you paid him to do it or whatever. Paid him, like basically had the bounty made.
It is well known that Zyred Elbar was Surath's man completely. He did nothing that she did not order.
See? So then she goes, all right, so now because we don't kill women in this book. We just don't do it.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
Yeah, huh.
Instead, we enslave them because that's normal also.
Well, we killed Tylen.
Thank God. Thank God she has stopped breathing our air. All right, so here's the thing. We strip Surath naked, which why are they always naked? Why do we always have to be naked? Why are we always making women naked? Have we stripped a man recently? When was the last naked man we saw?
Of their own volition? Or you mean not of their own volition?
Either way. What ding-a-lings have been on camera?
Matt was...
With Melindra.
Matt had his dick out with Melindra.
That's the last one I can think of.
Anytime that Rand or Perrin got a flash of Matt or Perrin got a flash of Rand and Min fucking.
Okay, we did not linger on that,
No, we did not.
And Min was naked there, too.
She was, yes. Not much.
Whereas for the women, it happens 87,000 times.
It does.
So we strip Surath naked, and they're like, you're a whatever.
Dakaval slave.
Yeah. Because they have two different kinds of slavery.
They do.
And
they have Roman slavery, and also they have chattel slavery.
It's great. I really love it. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, they're like, you're a slave now. Say goodbye to all your assets. And Surath like screams forever.
And you belong to the Death Watch Guard, whatever that means.
What does that mean,
I don't know, and we're not going to worry about it or linger on it. Might be nothing. Yeah, so Surath follows the tradition that was set by... Who was the last time? Was it Leandrin?
Who did what?
Of like getting... No, I'm sorry, not Leandrin. Leandrin also got effectively enslaved. Follows the tradition of Tharava of being a villainous woman who is not killed, but instead is humiliated and put in a humiliating slavery-based situation.
And I'm not saying I want women dead.
No, of course you're not.
I'm just saying, is this better?
It is the second time this has happened to a female villain.
No, it's not. It's like the fourth.
Oh, yeah. Well, Savannah, too. Because Savannah's getting made... she's...
Galena, Leandrin.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Galena, not Tharava.
Swan, even though she's not villainous. Egwene, she's not villainous, but it happened. Surath, Morghese, Fail, Alejandra,
yeah.
Yeah, they're not villainous, but they are stripped naked and made into slaves.
Well, if we can take one good thing away from this...
It's that women should be stripped naked and made
It's that Tylen fucking died.
Thank
If
God.
nothing else, Tylen got fucking decapitated.
It's telling to me that out of all of the villainous women in these books, the one I most wanted to have be ripped apart was Tylen.
Well, Matt felt bad about it, though.
I don't care. He shouldn't. She's a bad person.
I know.
She's a bad person who did bad things. She deserved to be ripped apart piece by piece.
I agree. Matt felt real bad about it, though.
I don't care what Matt feels.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Surath, all of that, it's
I have mixed feelings because I fucking hate her. And she's like one of the few women in this book that I hate more than Tuan.
She's pretty bad.
But I'm just like, the trend is weird.
Yeah.
And we've spoken about how the trend is weird. And we don't need to have any more discussion on here or on Discord about how the trend is weird or whether or not the trend is weird.
We switched to Pavara. How's she?
Pavara is at the Black Tower.
At the Black Tower.
And they're like, we're going to bond some of you, but consensually.
Yeah, it's going to be chill.
And Mazrim Taim is like, I'm going to say the most villainous thing I could possibly say.
He is going to do that. So she shows up with Javindra, and they're like, okay, and they got a few other eyes to die.
And Rand just could not put in 15 minutes a day. If I could put 15 minutes a day into Duolingo, you can go 15 minutes a day to make your presence known at the Black Tower, because otherwise we have magic nukes walking around, and they might not be loyal to you, you silly, silly, silly bint.
So 3 Ashman come out. Fine morning to you, Aes Sedai. Now, what would 6 sisters be wanting here at the Black Tower this fine morning? Pavari goes, to see them hail, managing to avoid choking on the word. Ah, to see the Mahale, is it? And of what arches should I say? The red. The red. Well then. Enkazin, Elsine, you keep watch while I see what the Mahale has to say to this. And he makes a gateway and walks away, and they're like, hello, young child. What the fuck are you... Why are you here, little tiny baby boy who is apparently an Ashman in training?
Tiny wee baby man.
And the Saldaean goes, Samuel's all right, Aes Sedai. He's a quick learner, and you don't need to show him anything twice before he knows it. And Tarna's like, Pavara, you can't bond a fucking infant. You can't bond this one. He's a child.
That is true. It's weird.
And they're like, Pavara's like, I'm more concerned with the fact that the child is being taught how to blow up heads.
It is that both of those things can be true. Can we have both of those things be true? How old is he?
Samuel Al whatever the fuck, what is it, Elsine? Samuel Elsine? I don't know. Young enough. Probably, I'm guessing he's like adolescent.
Like, what are we talking? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. For those of you who don't live in the United States, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. We can have this little boy blowing up heads, but God forbid women see the battlefield. Really, my position is we shouldn't have war at all, and we should all just be adults and talk it out.
A boy little more than a child, is what they say.
So I'm going 15.
If that. Right. So
his voice hasn't quite changed, but he can blow up heads. But the women, we gotta wait until the very last possible second.
So another.
And the women, we've got to take oaths that we won't do bad things. And the men, it's like, oh, whatever. Go around blowing shit up with abandon. That sounds great.
So they go...
And we're not even going to check in and do any kind of like, hey, just popping in real quick to just make sure you're not doing evil shit over here.
They also don't have bodyguards.
They have wives. Fuck you.
So they show up. They go in to see Taim. And there's a shitload of Ashman. It's all red and black, and they have this weird fucking crest that was on I remember this because of Encyclopedia Watt. This fist gripping 3 lightning bolts was on like Samael's shit back in book 3.
Sure. So
like Taim is just leaning fully. Red and black are also Moradin's colors too.
Just visit once a day. What is wrong?
Well, he can't now because of the whole trying to kill him thing.
Well, yeah, because
but he could,
which was completely avoidable.
Yeah. So Taim is there, and he goes, 6 sisters of the Red Aja. Plainly, you didn't come to try gentling us all. Why did you come asking to speak to me?
Oh my God.
She goes, I am Pavara Tazanovni, sitter for the Red. This is Dravindra Darila, also a red sitter. The others are Tarna Fear, Desala Nivanchi. I didn't ask your names. I asked why you came here.
All right, we don't need to be a dick.
She's like, well, you bonded a bunch of our guys. Wasn't chill. So we'd like to bond the equal number back. What do you think? Actually, first the guy goes, why should we allow Aes Sedai to take and then somebody punches him in the head so hard that it cracks his skull.
And again, we're not visiting.
And Malara's like, oh, I can help. I'll heal him. Shit, that was fucked up. And Taim goes, you do not have my permission. If Mishraila survives till nightfall, he'll be healed. Perhaps the pain will teach him to guard his tongue. You say you want to bond warders? Reds? And they're like, yeah, man. This is a totally chill, normal meeting. Yeah, let's do that. Good fucking plan. We're not afraid of them. Custom can be as hard to change as law, harder at times, but it has been decided to change ours. Henceforth, Red Sisters may bond warders, but only men who can channel. Each sister may bond as many as she feels comfortable with. Given the green, for example, I think that unlikely to be more than 3 or 4. Very well. Very well? What would you have me say? Fair is fair, equal shares? Accept very well, and ask who will let you bond them. Besides, you must remember the old saying, let the Lord of Chaos rule. The chamber erupted with men's laughter.
All right, y'all, suck his dick harder. Jesus, that wasn't that funny.
The dick riding is out of hand.
The dick riding at the Black Tower is out of control.
Pivara had never heard any saying like that. The laughter made the hair on the back of her neck try to stand. That's the end of the book, and there's no epigraph, so we don't get the dramatic thing where Allie says the epigraph. Oh well.
Oh, no epigraph for me?
You can say the end of the 11th book of the Wheel of Time.
Ready? The end of the 11th book of the Wheel of Time. Wow.
I'm putting it on the shelf.
I had very little feeling about that ending. I'm just kidding. I had so much feeling. Good stuff. All right, Gathering Storm.
Well, let's not, we're done with it. With Knife of Dreams.
Yeah. Now on to Gathering Storm.
Thoughts on
Give me the book.
Thoughts on Knife of Dreams.
Give
as
me
a whole?
the book.
Okay.
Who's the
you wanna
first
look at the
POV?
cover? You can look at the cover.
It's Rand.
It's Rand.
And someone with
and the
drag queen makeup on.
The most, in my opinion, the mic's over here, most disproportionate looking building I've ever seen in my life. With all respect to Daryl, this is my least favorite Daryl cover.
How dare you? He's weeping. All right. I want to see who the first POV character is. Is it signed? No.
No, that's printed because he's dead.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Well, damn. Okay.
Well, this is a nice foreword from Brandon, and we'll read that.
Okay, I'll read that later. Thank you, Brandon, for your nice foreword. I need to see who the first... Oh, and there's like a whole thing. Okay, well, I don't care. I'll read that later. Who? Who is that?
What, you're not all about...
Reynold
Fanwar?
Who is that?
Your boy and mine.
Oh my... He's no one's boy.
Reynold Fanwar sat
I don't
on
even
his
know if it's a
porch,
boy.
warming the sturdy black oak chair crafted for him by his grandson 2 years before. He stared northward at the black and silver clouds.
What?
Reynold.
No, now he's just doing it. He's like, oh, I'll do, because it's called the Gathering Storm, I'll have a storm gather at the very beginning as a metaphor.
Well, there is that. So what do you know, by the way, about the last 3?
That Brandon Sanderson wrote them.
What else?
For the most part. That's it. The last battle probably happens.
So, Robert had intended for...
It to be...
one book.
The last book, yeah. Obviously, that didn't happen.
It did not work out. And we can talk more about this next time when we get into Gathering Storm, I guess. Might be a more appropriate time. But, retrospective, Allie, on 12 total Robert Jordan books.
I mean, I'm sad.
I'm sad, too.
I'm sad. I mean, it would have been nice to see him get to finish his magnum opus. Obviously, I have voiced some frustrations with some things, but it was all lighthearted for the most part. Frustrations. Yeah, I mean, I love these characters. I love the world. I'm excited to know more, but I'm sad to be leaving Robert Jordan's work behind and going into something else. And I mean, what an intense mantle for Brandon Sanderson to pick up.
A big one. Very big one.
I mean, and in fairness to Brandon, in terms of there being 3 books as opposed to 1, there are about 45,000 plot threads that still need to be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a hard thing to do in 1 book.
He did try.
I'm sure he did.
And then he called Tor.
And was like, no way.
He was like, it's not 1 book. And they were like, okay, well, I guess we can do 2. And he went, okay, it's not 2 books. Because he said, if it's 2 books, then it's 1 1,500-page book and 1 400-page book. Because there's no good way to chop it into 2 pieces. He said, I can chop it into 3, but I can't chop it into 2.
Yeah, I get that.
I agree with that assessment.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Could not have been 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Honestly, could have been 4. But here's what I'll say. If you like plot resolution,
I do.
You are going to be in for a good time.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm melancholy and excited.
Well, that's what melancholy is.
We're getting to the end. I'm excited to see what Brandon Sanderson contributes to the canon.
Yeah.
I'm sad to be leaving Robert Jordan's work behind.
Me
and
too.
I know there's parts of these upcoming books that are Robert Jordan.
Much of it, yeah.
Isn't it true that we don't really know which ones, though, except for the last chapter?
It's not made public. There are elements that Brandon or Harriet or other members of the team have said, this is basically, I just picked it out of his... He had written this scene, and this scene is 100% Robert Jordan. There are other things where it's like he left very little about this character. There are some characters, I'll tell you, that Brandon pretty much wholesale creates.
The only other thing that I know is I was like, and we're done with the spanking probably, right? And then Gus just looked at me, and I was like, right? And then he looked at me some more, and I was like, right? And then he goes, there's one scene.
I did mention there's at least one spanking scene.
Yes.
And I only mention this because I told her that there is one spanking scene that Brandon went out of his way to say, I didn't want to write this. I was forced to write this. And we'll see when we see it.
I'm preparing myself. I appreciate when you tell me these kinds of details.
Yes,
because,
of course.
Because, like, they're not spoilers in my mind. They're, hey, just heads up that you're going to be mad. And it's nice for me to have a warning when I'm going to be a little mad.
Well, you may be a little mad.
I'll probably be a little mad. I get mad. I'll be mad over the tiniest thing.
That's fun. That's the fun of it.
Well, in a fun way, hopefully.
Well, I guess
Thailand was mad in a not fun way.
Anything else about... I don't want to close on Thailand. Let's say something else.
Oh, yeah, that's
anything
valid.
else. I don't want to fucking close book 11 on fucking Thailand.
We could fan kick into Tom's head some more.
I think that's the funniest thing.
Ain't that a kick in the head?
It is wild to think back to from where we started with our 3 farm boys, 2 farm girls, Lady Merlin, Sword Daddy,
grown a lot.
And Singer Boy to this.
To this huge world.
Yeah.
With so many characters.
Yeah.
Many of them with S names.
Most.
Yeah, I mean, what a feat. It's hard to really, I feel like I don't have words for how I feel right now.
Wheel of Time is something you need a little time from before you can really process it. And again, you're not fucking done. You have 3 very, very, very intense books ahead of you.
I feel like, it's become this huge thing. I mean, so many incredible moments, so much thought-provoking material, so many discussions we've had. I'm sad we're not going to yell at Robert anymore.
We can combine.
We can yell at them both. I'll be like, Robert, Brandon, whatever your name is.
Brobden.
Brobdingnagian.
Bromden. Brandbert.
Brandbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, this has been years in the making.
It has. And for the people
I
who read it...
remember when we first started this and we posted about it on Reddit. Shout out to Reddit.
Yeah.
Someone was like, basically, it was like, you're not going to do it.
We did?
Somebody commented and was like, I was like, that's going to take years of your life. Like, good luck. Kind of being a little snarky, I remember. And I was like, oh, well, now we're definitely going to do it. So, shout out, because we're on our last 3 books.
Well, with that in mind, we'll close this out here. Might take a week between books, or might just jump in. Because we might need a fucking break. Actually, next week we almost definitely will not be able to.
Very important weekend.
Because next week is a pretty significant...
We can share this.
It's not like...
My sister's getting married.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that.
So I'm going to focus, and I'm maid of honor, and I'm co-maid of honor with my other sister. And so we're going to focus on that. Because sometimes life things are important.
Generally speaking.
Just sometimes.
So we'll see you back here soon with Gathering Storm. And we're going to put up episode 8 eventually. Don't ask us when, but it will be soon.
It's going to... I have my notes done. I do. We just have to record it.
It will be soon.
And with the wedding prep...
And all the other stuff.
Listen, I know we're getting there.
Doesn't need to be a reason.
We're getting
It'll
there.
be up.
We're getting
You'll
there.
get it at some point.
It will happen before the show. comes out.
Just like the file deep dive will not.
Leave us alone.
So with that in mind, thanks for listening,
and when
everybody.
I say leave us alone, I meant Gus.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We have social media if you want to know what we've got going on. It's linked down below. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us that way. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. And you can always leave us a rating and or a review if you want, which helps a great deal. Other than that, anything else, Sally?
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Wait, I just got really choked up.
Me too. I thought you were going to say that. It made me sad.